Hi YouTube, it's me TFR Wilderness. Welcome to my channel and welcome to the first of this month's Korean toy reviews. Now this particular figure, I actually bought it last month because I bought 3 Korean toys last month and I ran out of review slots to review it last month, so I've carried it over into this month. So you're actually getting an early review this month. You're getting one in the first weekend of December. I have ordered 2 more mini figures, mini Tobot V figures that will hopefully be arriving before the end of the month, but we'll have to wait and see because it's December and there's postage strikes and all sorts of crap going on in the world that might slow down international shipping. But anyway, I'll sort of give the game away. Tobot V minifigure, yes. Tobot V ran for 3 seasons. Bunch of figures came out. I bought a load of the big figures, but they've also more recently they've bought out a load of minifigures, like little minifigures. Now normally small figures like this I would do as part of my small stuff review series, where basically because it's a figure that's too small or too gimmicky to warrant a full-blown review, and I try to do those reviews in like 5 to 6 minutes. Normally I would do that with a figure such as this, but because I've got the bigger figure to go with it as a comparison, that means I can flesh this video out and make it a little bit longer, and such is the way of things and how I'm getting on with it. So, subject of today's review is this guy, Tobot V Mini Power Loader. Here he is in his little digger mode. As per usual, before we get cracking, let's have a look at the packaging. Now here's the box, a little mini box. It says Mini on it. You look on the side, it says 07 Mini Power Loader, Season 3 figure. Nice sturdy box, large plastic window, plastic clamshell inside, all the product information on the bottom. Now because I'm doing a comparison with the large figure, I do have the box of the big one. So yeah, to do a comparison between the boxes. So they have the stuff on the end, and then you look on the side and then on the back. I mean, obviously this has got the full CGI renders on it. This has got like cell shaded CG renders on it. It's simplified packaging. Also the colour. This one's got a lot of orange going on, where this one's more yellow and white. So yeah, that's that. Now, here he is. Oh yeah, also instructions. Yeah, there are the instructions. It's a single-sided sheet. It's a glossy paper, nice CGI renders with coloured, representations of the parts you move for the transformation. But you don't really need this because, as with most, Korean toys, the transformations are very, very straightforward and intuitive. Anybody can transform them, as was proved when I took this guy, the big one, to TF Nation this year. It was one of the figures I took to TF Nation. I gave it to a bunch of people, handed it to them, and they basically transformed it straight off the bat. No problems. They even got their little flappy, little heel flaps on the legs without even being prompted. They figured it out straight away. So yeah. Now obviously because I've got the big toy, I decided to get the mini toy. So here's a quick size comparison between the two. As you can see, there's a big size difference. And another thing you'll probably notice straight away, and this is a problem with the minifigures for the most part, lack of paint apps. They don't paint them quite as well as what they do the big figures. I mean, the big figure, he's got painted wheels, he's got painted steps down the side, he's got the warning stripes on the side of the engine bay. He's got like his number, his Tobot number on there. And you go around the back, he's got all the lights picked out and stuff. And then you look at the mini one. Yeah, no paint on the wheels, no paint on the side of the engine deck, no paint on the bucket. And also another thing, because this is a minifigure, you can probably see it's got moulded steps in the side, but they're like what they call waffling, where they basically, it's got hollow gaps in it, which is picked out with plastic, waffling, and so it's got that on the side to simulate the side steps. Because on the original, it's got the moulded steps, but they're filled in and painted. So on this the smaller version, that isn't the case. I mean, looking underneath, basically looks the same. Again, a few missing paint apps, but apart from that, so yeah, looks pretty good. It's got pin wheels. It rolls extremely well. The bucket goes up and down. Like the big toy, the bucket goes up and down as well. But the bucket itself doesn't tilt forwards. So if he's digging, he can lift it up, but he can't dump it, which is a shame. But you know, that would have meant putting another transformation joint in it, because of the way the bucket transforms by hinging outwards. They obviously didn't see the point in doing that. But anyway, same thing on this guy. Again, the bucket hinge outwards for transformation, but it goes up and down. So yeah, chunky little dumper truck. He has got the paint apps on the mud guards, but shame he hasn't got them on the back of the engine deck. Right, so not much more you can say about the Alt mode. Pretty sweet little cute little construction vehicle. And then obviously another thing before I go any further, the tow key. Now you look on the side here, you can see there's a little square there. And if you look on the big one, that's where the tow key lives, because if you take it off, there's a little peg hole for where the tow key goes in, like that. And even though the tow key is moulded into the chest plate of the robot, there is a little peg on the side to simulate where it would have gone were it the bigger toy. Anyway, right, transformation. Now, this figure, as with other Tobot minifigures, has got the same problem that other Tobot minifigures that I've handled recently have got: lacking paint apps and problems with the ball joints. The ball joints like to pop off when you're handling it, stroke transforming it. And this guy, it's the shoulder ball joints. There's a good chance when I try to transform this, the arms are going to pop off. Right? I'll warn you. So anyway, transformation. It's exactly the same as the big figure. It is exactly the same. They haven't skimped on the transformation. The only thing that is slightly different is the way the head is handled, because on the original toy it just collapses down into a hollow in the chest. On this one it just folds back. But apart from that, that's the only difference. So transformation, lift the bucket up, and then bring the those round. Now you've got to separate the arms. This is where you have problems, because the ball joint's up here. So carefully hinge the arms, and then the ball joint is on like a butterfly joint, and then you bring it back very carefully, and then you can get the arm, and that's it, rotate it back like that. So again on this side, carefully wiggle and unplug the arm, and then there's this joint. Got to bring it back, they're quite tight, and then turn the arms forwards. Then bring the arms up, twizzle the torso around, then you can put the arms back down, and then now see arms just popped off because I moved it unnecessarily. So put that back on. Yeah, because if you move the arms out too far, they just pop off. So yeah, dodgy ball joints. It's a Tobot minifigure. Right, okay, so the legs, you unplug and then pull them out. And then you've got the little black flaps that fold round to form the heel spurs. Like so. Then you pop the head up, and then you just bring the bucket forwards over his shoulders, and there we go. There we have Tobot V mini power loader in his robot mode. So if I just transform the big one very quickly. Right, so there we go. So let's get the size comparison going on with the big figure. There we go. As you can see, he's a lot bigger. He's like twice the size of the little mini guy when he's in robot mode. Yeah, so the transformation is exactly the same. The only thing is on this one the head sort of folds back, whereas on the other one it just you just pull it up from the chest. That's the only major difference. There we go. It looks pretty cute. I've got to admit, I really like this guy. I mean, the original toy, I bought it. Well, I wasn't going to buy it because I didn't care much for the generic aesthetic on the robot mode. I thought it was a way too generic for a construction toy, and I was put off by it. But then I saw Rob Stein One do a review of it, and I thought actually I could get into it. And since I've got him, he's really grown on me a lot. He's a very sturdy, well-made toy. Good fun to flip backwards and forwards. He's really decent. The little one that has carried over. I quite like this guy, even though he has got the ball joint issues with the shoulders, which we'll get into in articulation. Now, paint app wise, he's got the paint apps on the shoulders. He's got the moulded toe key there. As you can see on the big one, it hasn't got the black piece moulded into it. He hasn't got the number, sort of painted on his waist. The toe key on the original toy obviously comes off for transformation. Toe key on this one doesn't. It's fixed and moulded on. His head has got a decent amount of paint apps. He's got like a blue visor because the original toy's got like he's got like a transparent blue visor. Got a decent amount of paint apps on the head. Articulation, well, the head does not turn. The shoulders, now, move that out of the way. It's on a ball joint. It will go all the way round, pretty much. It's got a little bit of forwards and backwards motion. Now, but if you go to move it outwards, it pops off. It's not meant to hinge outwards. So, slightest little, and it just pops off. The arms are on a ball joint, the elbows, so you get a bicep swivel and an elbow joint that will bend just over 90 degrees, so that's great. Now, due to transformation, this guy kind of has a waist joint because he's got, you have to lift this up a bit or pull this back. You've got an upper torso bend. It's quite stiff, but yeah, as you can see, he's got an upper torso bend, but it's kind of ratcheted, or it's got lugs in it when you're turning it, and you have to move this bit out of the way to make it work. So he's kind of got a waist joint, but it's not really a waist joint, it's a torso joint. Anyway, moving down, hips, forwards and back. They go out that far, any more and they pop off. Now the knees go that far normally, but if you move the heel spur plate out of the way, you can get a deeper knee bend. No bicep swivels. Got a little bit of a swivel on the actual ball joint for the hip, and then he's got the usual cut on the feet for the neutral A stance. And yeah, that's it. Like I said, the paint apps. He's missing like the little red accents. He's missing a few bits. Hasn't got the black kneecaps. And yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, for the most part, it's a pretty good miniaturization of the big figure. They haven't dumbed it down as much as they have some of the other figures when they've miniaturized them. He's really good. I really like him. He's pretty neat. He's got the same issues as the other Tobot minifigures, lack of paint apps and ball joints popping off all the time. But apart from that, he's a neat little figure, and he's kind of cute, and he's kind of fun to transform when the arms don't pop off, and yeah, he's decent. He's really good. I really like him a lot, and he is the subject of the first of this month's Korean toy reviews. I have bought, or I ordered on December the 1st, and another couple of Tobot minifigures off eBay. Hopefully they will arrive before the end of the month so I can get the reviews done, but as this is a carryover from last month, because I bought 3 Korean toys last month, you're getting an early an early review this month. So it's going to be a pretty full month of videos. Obviously, hopefully I will get my free Korean my free unboxing videos done. Hopefully 2 more Korean toy reviews. Then I've got end of month bot haul, and then because it's the end of the year, you're going to have my first and worst videos where I do my top 12 first and my top 12 worst video bots of the year, or purchases of the year, and that's coming up. So it's a pretty full it's going to be a pretty full month. Also toy hunting. Obviously I want to do a pre-Christmas toy hunt. I want to do the NEC Toy Fair as well, so you know, I've got all that to go this month. So yeah, plenty going on this month. I've been Too Far Wilderness. Hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you all next time. Ta-da.